We're diving right in today because just days ago, the AI landscape literally shifted right under our feet. Meta dropped an absolute bombshell. We are talking about a highly advanced AI model engineered to run directly on your phone or laptop. It requires absolutely no internet connection, no pricey monthly cloud subscriptions, and zero data leaving your device to sit on some massive corporate server. Its name is Muse Glimmer. And if you follow the AI space, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to this explainer because this isn't just another incremental update. This is Meta making a very loud statement that the future of AI might just be entirely local.
The stakes of this new release are huge. Think about the traditional AI we've all gotten used to over the last couple of years. It's almost completely cloud-based, meaning it is utterly useless without a strong internet connection. And more importantly, every prompt, every question, and every file you share with it gets beamed away from your device. But Muse Glimmer? It represents a total paradigm shift. It is local, it's fully offline, and it is totally private. This is the difference between just renting processing power on a distant server and actually owning the intelligence sitting right there on your desk.
Meet Muse Glimmer, the local AI revolution.
So, right out of the gate, the most crucial thing to understand is how Meta is actually releasing this. Muse Glimmer is an open weight model, and it's dropping under the Apache 2.0 license. Now, if you aren't familiar with software licensing, Apache 2.0 is essentially the gold standard for being permissive and highly business-friendly. It means the core brain of the AI, its weights, can be downloaded, modified, and used entirely for free, even for commercial purposes. You don't have to ask permission or pay a licensing fee to build a whole business on top of Muse Glimmer. It is incredibly accessible.
And what exactly are you downloading? 30 billion. That is the number of parameters, the neural connections, that make up this model. Now, in a world where some cloud models brag about having over 1 trillion parameters, 30 billion is considered a highly efficient mid-size model. But please, don't let the size fool you. As we're going to see, Meta engineered Muse Glimmer so efficiently that its performance punches way above its weight class. It does the kind of heavy lifting normally reserved for much bulkier, resource-heavy AI.
What makes it special? Beyond simple chat.
First off, we're way past just typing text. Glimmer has full multimodal capabilities. Meta packed in this dedicated perception encoder. Think of this as giving the AI its own visual cortex. It allows the model to seamlessly understand images right alongside text. You can feed it screenshots of your messy desktop, complex data charts, or heavy PDF documents, and it processes all of that visual information instantly. Pulling this off purely offline is a massive technical achievement.
Furthermore, its reach is truly global. Muse Glimmer has been trained in over 100 languages. This totally shatters any idea that this is strictly an English-only tool built just for Silicon Valley. It's designed from the ground up to be a universal assistant, ready to process logic and generate language for a massive global spectrum of users.
And the benchmark data brilliantly illustrates exactly how capable it is. We aren't just testing if it can write a polite email here. We're talking rigorous agentic tests, things like Deep Search QA, MCP Atlas, and SWE Bench. These are benchmarks that measure real-world coding ability and complex multi-turn task completion. When you stack Muse Glimmer up against highly respected competitors in the exact same weight class, like Gemma4-31B and Qwen 3.6 27B, Glimmer stands incredibly strong. It proves it has the sheer processing muscle to actually get work done.
How Glimmer works, the agentic loop. Okay, to understand how it works, we have to talk about distillation. It's a bit of tech jargon, sure, but it's vital. Muse Glimmer didn't just learn everything from scratch. It was distilled from a much larger, incredibly powerful predecessor called Meta's Muse Spark. Distillation is basically the process of transferring the deep, complex reasoning abilities from that massive model down into the smaller, much faster version. It's like taking a vast multi-volume encyclopedia and expertly compressing it into a quick reference field guide without losing the core wisdom.
And all that distilled knowledge powers this, the agentic loop. This is the main difference between a basic chatbot and an AI agent. Step 1, it plans multi-step complex tasks. Step 2, it reaches out and actually uses digital tools to execute those plans. But here is the craziest part. Step 3, it detects its own errors. If it calls on a tool or an API and it fails or returns bad data, it doesn't just crash and give up. It moves right to step 4, automatically retrying. It diagnoses the problem and attempts a new solution, effectively troubleshooting exactly like a human would.
Now, it's only able to execute that loop because of something called long horizon reasoning. If you've used AI a lot, you know the struggle.
Sometimes if a conversation goes on too long, the AI just completely forgets what the original goal was. Well, Muse Glimmer is explicitly designed to maintain a coherent plan through complex, extended tasks without losing track of the final objective. It keeps its eyes on the prize, which allows it to successfully navigate those autonomous multi-step troubleshooting sessions.
Powering the local future, hardware and accessibility.
The really exciting part here is that the hardware barrier is shockingly low. The quantized version, which is basically just a compressed version of the model optimized for everyday computers, requires as little as 18 gigabytes of RAM or video RAM. Let that sink in. That means this incredibly smart AI can easily run on a standard Apple Silicon Mac or a PC with a decent consumer graphics card, like an RTX 5090. You do not need specialized, incredibly expensive enterprise hardware to have this agent running right on your desk.
And getting it running is an absolute breeze. Muse Glimmer is already supported by the heavy hitters in the local AI community. Whether you prefer using Ollama, llama.cpp, MLX for Apple Silicon, Unsloth, LM Studio, or VLM, it's ready to go. For a lot of these platforms, installing and running this powerful agent is literally as simple as typing one single command into your terminal. The friction to get started is practically zero.
Why this matters. The real-world impact.
Picture this scenario. You have a digital assistant that actively manages your complex calendar schedules, intelligently drafts nuanced messages based on your actual past communications, organizes the messy files scattered across your hard drive, and genuinely learns the unique quirks of your personal workflow. Now, imagine it does absolutely all of that without ever sending a single byte of your personal information to a cloud company. For privacy-conscious individuals, businesses handling highly sensitive data, or developers working offline, this is a total game changer. You get all the benefits of advanced AI with none of the privacy risks.
And hey, this isn't just internet hype. Meta themselves stated that the release of Muse Glimmer is, quote, the first concrete step toward always-on local agents. Getting that kind of validation from one of the biggest tech companies on Earth is powerful. It really signals that the era of relying entirely on the cloud is ending, and the era of powerful, localized, always-on AI companions is officially beginning.
Quick recap. The core takeaways. Let's quickly hit the essential checklist for what makes Muse Glimmer so revolutionary. It's a highly efficient 30 billion parameter model. It is completely open weight, utilizing that business-friendly Apache 2.0 license. It runs 100% locally with zero cloud tethering. It is fully multimodal, so it understands your images and documents just as well as text. It features an advanced agentic loop that literally allows it to recover from its own errors. And finally, it is entirely ready to run on the consumer hardware you probably already have sitting in your home right now.
Which leaves us with one massive, lingering question. With local models becoming this smart, this fast, and this capable of complex reasoning and tool use, is the future of AI completely offline? It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? It challenges everything we assumed about where computing was heading. I highly encourage you to go download Muse Glimmer and experience it for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me for this. Keep learning, stay curious, and I will see you in the next one.